Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So we are finally going to be going over my Sephora VIB sale picks, must-haves, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. I've been meaning to do some speed reviews and I haven't got around to it. So I thought for today's video, we're gonna be doing Sephora VIB sale, what to buy, what to avoid. And these are gonna be obviously off of my preferences. I am 31 years old, I have oily skin, a little bit of fine lines here and there. So these are gonna be based off of my skin type, of course, and just sharing some products I really love for the sale and some products that I recently got and just did not work out for me and I personally didn't care for. So yeah, I wanted to mix it up a little bit. I will have all of the good products linked in the description box as well as in the YouTube shopping right here so you guys can shop throughout the video. So the Sephora Savings event starts on October 27th for Rouge, and that's going to be your 20% off discount. VIB status is going to get 15% off starting the 31st, and then Insider is going to get 10% as well starting the 31st, and this will last through the 6th of November, and I believe you can use the code TIME to save as many times as you want. You can also shop in store as well. I will say, this is not a huge sale, but it's a very convenient sale if you're wanting a lot of stuff on Sephora's site because you could shop all the brands in one place. I would say it's best if you have 20 to 15% off. Personally, if you have 10%, I think you're going to find better sales during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Of course, you'll have to order through different websites directly, but I think 20 and 15% is definitely worth it for me since a lot of the products that I buy from don't usually have huge Black Friday sales, and I don't really like to risk it not being available because some stores won't even put their newest products on sale, and I do have a lot of new-ish products to share with you. So yeah, let's get started. I want to start with primer because I feel like this really is the key for my makeup staying all day on my oily skin, and I have two just tried and true favorites. First being the Danessa Myricks. This is the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. I actually need to buy a new one of these during the sale because look at this, you guys. Mine is almost done, so you know I use this stuff. Especially love this in the summertime. I even brought this with me to Disney World in 100-degree weather, and my makeup held up all day long. This was just my base. I sometimes use it as a foundation because it has a very slight tint to it, but I also use it as primer underneath my foundation, and my oiliness will not break through throughout the day, but it doesn't look cakey on me at all. If you are more dry, then I think that this would be a little bit cakey on you. This really just smooths everything out and keeps the oils away, keeps me matte. So I just adore this stuff from Danessa. I know it's not for everyone though, it's hit or miss. A lot of people don't like the texture because it is a balm, and sometimes balms are associated with more greasy or oiliness, you know, but it actually dries down to a powder. So you just kind of have to get over the initial feel of it, putting it on the face. But yeah, try it like as a primer. You could try it as like a skin tint. I use the shade 3 as a skin tint. I also tried the One Size Secure the Sweat primer as well recently, and this one also has been really nice as well for oil control. This one's actually waterproof. I've seen a ton of, I think, different TikToks that Patrick Star had done, like literally dipping his head in water and stuff like that to test it out, and it really does work for mattifying. And I thought I saw where some people had said it like balled up on them, but I have never had that issue. It's always very smooth for me. Of course, I usually let my primer sit for a little bit before applying my foundation on top. The only weird thing is the scent on this because it kind of has a weird plasticky smell to it, which is kind of odd, but I don't know, if you want your makeup on all day with no oil, definitely check this one out. Now, one I've been trying to like because I feel like this is very hyped on TikTok, but if you are oily, just avoid it. It's not going to work out. I mean, sometimes I can do a glowy primer, but honestly, I would rather do a more mattifying primer and maybe a little bit more of a glowy foundation. This is just adding too much to it. If I put this over my moisturizer or anything like that, it's just like grease central. But this is from Saie, and this is their Star Glow Glowy Super Gel, and yeah, I feel like literally everybody on TikTok is hyping this product and using it, and I think it can be great for dry skin and combo skin. But yeah, it just does not work out for me. I keep trying to like these glowy products, but I just can't do it because I just look so greasy at the end of the day. But I mean, I could use this as like a liquid highlighter. It does offer some radiance to it, But for primer, it's too much for my skin type personally. But if you have dry skin, this really has been getting such rave reviews lately, so maybe check that out for dry skin. As far as foundation goes, I feel like these two have been kind of my favorites lately. Since I do a little bit more of a mattifying primer, I like to use something a little more natural, I think, on the face, and something with maybe a hint of radiance, not super dewy, anything like that, but the Dior is just a nice kind of everyday foundation that I lean towards all the time, and it lasts all day. It's so beautiful on the skin. It looks good on the skin, and sometimes the super matte foundations can make my skin like look kind of cakey or even dry in my T-zone especially, but this is so beautiful. I would say it's a medium coverage, and just the longevity on this is so good, and just how natural it looks. It's like one with the skin, but it still has coverage to it. I think it's beautiful, and Dior is a great brand to check out for the Sephora event because they don't do sales. They're not usually running Black Friday sales, so if you want Dior, just go ahead and use it with the VIB sale because that's going to be the best bang for your buck there. I have the shade 0CR. Another one that is just so stunning on the skin is this NARS foundation. It just looks so pretty on. It looks like skin, but with a little bit more luminance to it, but it still lasts throughout the day, and paired with my more mattifying primers, I don't get too greasy by the end of the day, but it still looks very pretty on the skin. And I think a lot of different skin types will like this one, from dry to combo and oily. I think you can definitely make this one work. But yeah, NARS, they really do such a great job with their complexion products. I mean, they've been around for years and years, and I've always loved their foundations, but this light reflecting foundation is seriously stunning on the skin. Again, that medium coverage, and it just becomes one with the skin. And every time I wear this, I swear you guys are always asking what foundation I have on, because you can just tell how pretty it looks even on camera. And I use the shade Vienna in the NARS. If you were ever wondering what my tried and true full coverage foundation is, it's the Too Faced Born This Way Matte, but I'm just going to mention this one briefly because personally you can get a better deal on Too Faced on their website. They always run sales, so I wouldn't recommend this for the VIB sale, but definitely check out, like maybe for Black Friday, Too Faced does a lot of 30% off foundations. But if you're ever wondering what my holy grail is, it's actually the Too Faced Born This Way Matte. Now, this has been the year of concealers. I feel like every brand has launched a concealer, and there's been so many good ones. I don't even have like a bad one to share with you because I wanted to feature this to just newer products, and I haven't really tried a bad one recently. I have heard maybe the Makeup by Mario one isn't the best from the new launches, that it's a little bit dry, but the two that I've really been loving is the Natasha Denona, the High Glam one. I was so shocked that I love this because Natasha's complexion products haven't always been the best. They've been kind of crappy, honestly, but I don't know, she did something with this formula and it is incredible. It's so creamy. It is a little more full coverage, which I do like full coverage underneath my eyes because I get a lot of puffiness and darkness under my eyes. I like just never get enough sleep, but this really covers it all and it sets so beautifully under the eye. Of course, every concealer is going to crease a little bit, but this one I feel like holds on for dear life. It holds on all day. That's what I'm really looking for as a concealer, is one that's actually going to last. I feel like so many concealers I wear throughout the day, and midday I'm already seeing darkness through my concealer, so that's why I like a little bit more coverage, and this one's excellent. So this one, I have the shade R2, so it has a little bit of pinky undertones. And I also really have been loving the Haus Labs one. This is their, I think it's like the Triclone something. It's very similar to the foundation, and this actually works really well too. This one actually has like skincare ingredients in it. It's supposed to help improve your under eyes over time, which I don't know about that, but I love how this wears. I feel like it's pretty good coverage as well, just like the Natasha one is. I actually have this one on today. They're very similar actually. This one just has a little bit more skincare in it, I would say, but they both last really well on the eyes and look really nice. This is shade 03 Fair Rosy. I almost forgot to share the foundations that I didn't care for this year. So back to Haus Labs. This is the Triclone Skin Tech foundation, same kind of line as the concealer, but I really wanted to love this foundation, but this just gets too greasy on me throughout the day. And I know so many people love it, and I feel like if you have dry combo skin, you will really enjoy this one and it will work so well for you because it's a beautiful formula and it looks so pretty when I just put it on, but it just does not last for me. My skin just gets so greasy with this on, and I wish it worked for me. But if you do have oily skin, check out the other ones mentioned. If you were thinking about picking this one up, I honestly would try the other ones first, just because this can be very hit or miss. Maybe with this one I would get a sample at Sephora first before buying it. And then this one actually did not work for me. This is the Fenty Beauty Stick Foundation, and again, if you are oily, this does not hold up. I'm sorry, but this will only last a few hours on me, and while it looks beautiful those 3 hours, after that, it is gone. It is sliding off the face. Even using my mattifying products, it did not hold up, even with powder and everything. It's so beautiful when it goes on. It's easy to apply, so creamy, but stick foundations just never work for my skin type. So if you have oily skin, I would maybe pass on this one personally. This is the shade 2. It's called the Blur and Smooth Tint Stick, but I will say I do like their skin tint, the Eavesdrop, way better than this stick foundation. Okay, for powders, I wanted to talk about this Givenchy one. I think I mentioned this in my last video too, but I've been obsessed with this for under eyes, and if you've been looking for a little bit of a pink tinted powder to set with and you're more fair, this is the one that I would pick up personally. I've tried quite a few. I've tried the one from Huda, the Cherry Blossom. I've tried the one size, and those are like too dark. They're too dark of a pink that they like darken my under eyes, and they don't brighten anything. So if you are anything lighter than me or my skin tone, the Givenchy is one you'll want to try. And this one actually does have a few different shades too. It's a great formula all in all, but I love how this number 3 Volet Rosé, the rosé one, brightens. It has a little bit of pink and peach undertones to it, so it really helps with dark circles. And this is one of the smoothest powders on the market. Just smooths out that under eye area so well. You can't even see my under eye lines or puffiness at all with this one. So I use this pretty much every single day just to set my under eyes. Love this one so much. My favorite setting powder ever, just for the rest of my face, is the Huda Beauty one. I need to buy one this sale because I don't know if you guys can tell that mine is almost gone. So yes, guys, I do use up my products, and I have the shade Cupcake. This one has a slight pink tint to it too. So this one actually works well under the eyes as well and would be a little bit more brightening, but the Givenchy is definitely gonna be a little bit more contrasting, and I think I'm gonna buy more of a neutral color. I think Pound Cake is the one I want to get. So I'm gonna pick up another one of these during the sale. I'm kind of gonna go randomly into palettes here, and this one I was really excited to make this comparison. So I know this has been like the it palette, Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. She just launched her Xenon palette, which I did just receive in the mail today, and I need to do that one. But that one is going to be very smoky. I think this is the perfect everyday palette. But you know what? Makeup by Mario relaunched their Ethereal Eyes palette, and I feel like a lot of people have been talking about this one as well, and these are actually spot on dupes for each other. Like color wise, these have the exact same color story. I literally swatched them in my Natasha review and they were literally the same. But let me tell you, one of these I would recommend picking up and one I would not. And I would recommend the Natasha palette over the Makeup by Mario, and here's why. Natasha, her shimmers are more intense. These are more like little toppers, like you get a hint of sparkle in there, but it's not a lot. I like intense shimmers. I like it to be sparkling, super metallic, creamy. I'm all about it. I have the Natasha on it today, and you can see how sparkly and pretty that is. And also with the mattes, Natasha's are way more pigmented. These Makeup by Mario mattes like dust away to nothing. It's actually quite disappointing. I didn't love this one when it came out just because I was pretty let down by the formula. I'm surprised it's such a loved palette, to be honest, because I really do think that Natasha is so much better. If you're looking for an everyday neutral palette, skip Mario, and I would get the Natasha I Need a Nude. By the way, I do have a code with Natasha. It is Leah Janae for 15% off, so if you are a Beauty Insider or VIB, you are welcome to use my code on this as well to save a little bit more. But obviously if you have the 20, that's going to be your best deal. Honestly, the palettes at Sephora this year have not been exciting for me. I have been all about the indie palettes. They have been killing it for me. Eyeshadow has just been boring this year, and I think it's because a lot of people on, like, say TikTok and Instagram, I think, are going for more of like the subtle shadow, the clean girl aesthetic, or just like the one and done kind of things, and no one's really into palettes right now. But I don't know, I just don't have a lot of eyeshadow recommendations. I will say another one that launched this year from Natasha that I really loved is the Yucca palette. This is beautiful, and I think this is so pretty. It came out in the summer, but I think it's also pretty for the fall time because you have these pretty yellows and oranges. I thought this was such a pretty, like, colorful palette for Natasha to do, but still leans more neutral. It's a little more golden. I got so many stunning looks with this one. I especially love playing with these, like, golden, like, green shades. So beautiful. I thought this was an excellent palette that you can buy at Sephora. And then also, I wanted to mention this one real quick. I know Pat usually has better sales on her website, like 30% off, but I thought I would throw this in here because I really like this. If you want to get it during the Sephora event, this is a good one to grab. So this is the Pat McGrath. It's actually one of her quads. This is the Divine Bronze Luxe Quad in Venetian Sunrise. And this is so beautiful. It is just a neutral palette, but this can be your everyday go-to. I took this traveling with me, and I got multiple comments from some popular YouTubers here about what eyeshadow I had on, and it was this palette when I went to the YouTube event in LA. So it's a compliment getter. It's very sparkly with the metallics, and the mattes are really nice as well. I know sometimes Pat is just way too much money for what you get, but this one's a little bit more expensive since it's a quad, and this is one that I would use every day. So for me, that's worth it and worth splurging a little on some really nice neutrals. So I really love that one. And then we're kind of getting into eyeshadow slash blush with this one, but I have been liking this Patrick Ta, the Major Holiday Face Palette. I know this isn't for everyone. Now you're like, girl, you didn't even use that, but they actually did send me a new one because mine broke. So do not buy this online, at least from Sephora, but I would get this in store because these shadows are fragile. Especially in shipment, a lot of people's came broken, so that's something to keep in mind. But this little palette has 4 beautiful glittery eyeshadow toppers, and let me tell you, these are stunning eyeshadow toppers. They're not your basic glitters. I know someone commented that on my video, like, this looks like drugstore basic glitters. I'm like, either this is not translating on camera, but these are not your basic glitters at all. They are so sparkly. I put a little bit of this pearl one in my inner corner. So beautiful, and you can just top these on the lid or like throw on with some of like your favorite brown mattes in the crease. So pretty. But I also love this in particular blush right here is my perfect pink Barbie pink blush, because everything else has been so dark and just doesn't look good on my skin. I feel like this one's actually very flattering and it's not too dark. Now the one next to it, this is intense. So I would probably like mix these together or use these more as eyeshadows because yeah, that one's a little intense for me, but this, oh my gosh, I would buy this just for this blush right here. It is stunning, which is a lot for the blush, so luckily I also really enjoy the eyeshadow toppers. But also I wanted to mention, I did buy this Patrick Ta pink blush, the She's Giving, that went viral earlier this year, and I would recommend this pink in this palette over this one. This again is just way too dark. It would suit much better for a medium or a deeper skin tone. It just doesn't work out for me. So if you were thinking about getting this, honestly, just get this palette. You have a little bit of everything in one. But that being said, I love the Patrick Ta blushes, and this is my favorite color. I don't know if you guys can tell by how huge this one is, but this is such just a flattering everyday shade, and especially in the fall. This one has like a little bit of a slightly burnt red kind of tone to it. This is She's Blushing. It's like a darker fall pink. It looks so beautiful on the cheeks, and Patrick has my favorite blush formula. I love that he does the powder and the cream together, so they're very long wearing. You can layer them up. Just such a good formula. A couple that I've been kind of on the fence about or just a little bit disappointed. I feel like the Makeup by Mario ones were not as good as I wanted them to be. This is the Pinch Me Pink. I just didn't feel like these lasted on the skin. It is more of a cream blush, and maybe I just prefer those cream and powder duos. Those seem to work best for oily skin, because if you are oily, you really do need to be setting your creams with powder. So I don't know, I would just rather have the 2-in-1 rather than this that doesn't last for more than a few hours on my skin. I feel like I'm just like bashing Makeup by Mario in this video. Another one I didn't care for, this is more of a liquid blush, the NARS. This is the Afterglow liquid blushes. Again, these are too subtle for me. I do like my blush to at least show up, and I feel like for it to last all day, it needs to show up and I need to see it on my skin at first, but this one doesn't last very long past a couple hours again, and then it's already faded off. I mean, I love applying it because it feels so nice, it blends so smoothly, but then it's just the color is very subtle. If you're wanting to try a liquid blush though and you're looking for a good formula, I actually like the Saie ones best, and they do have a cute little holiday set, which I always recommend the holiday sets for the Sephora savings event to get a little bit of a better deal. But these are my favorite liquid blush formula. I even like these better than Rare Beauty. I think they blend out nice and they still offer a nice pigment to the cheeks. This looks very orange on camera, but I promise you when you swatch it, it's more of like a rosy neutral. This one's in the shade Rosy. For powder blush, I know the Dior, the rosy pink, has been all the rage lately and so many people want to get it, but I actually like the formula of the Giorgio Armani blushes better. I think they're around the same price point, but these just feel so luxurious and so soft, while the Dior are kind of like hard pressed. It's a pretty color, but I feel like I have so much better pinks. Like I really like that Patrick Ta one in the holiday palette, that this one just doesn't excite me as much anymore. But honestly, look at these Giorgio Armani blushes. I saw they had a duo set with a couple in, which I'm looking at picking up because I definitely want to get some more colors, because I only have this one in number 51. I don't know if it says the shade color, but it's so pretty. I really want to get their pink blush to try out, but these actually feel luxury, while the Dior, I don't feel like they feel luxury to me, but love these. These Merit shadows have been, I feel like, talked about so much as of recently, and I'm not really a fan of them, to be honest, and I think they're a skip. They've been getting a lot of hype. I feel like you either love them or that you hate them. I did a whole wear test on these, and these creased so bad. They are not long wearing. I actually love the shadow brush that comes with this, but I did not like the actual cream eyeshadow. I think they all are mattes. I have the shade Mid-Century, but that's like the main part of a single shadow, is it can't crease, or else it's just not worth it for me at all, because I need it to stay. Instead, I know this isn't like a matte color, but I've been really liking the Rare Beauty eyeshadow sticks. I've been trying quite a few lately, and I've like tried the Hourglass. I know Laura Mercier has some, but I think Rare Beauty has the best ones for the price, and I especially love the color in Contentment, and this is such a pretty bronzy rose gold. I feel like these are nice and creamy, and they actually stay on the lids, unlike the Merit shadows. And then if you like a little sparkle, I did want to pull out the Urban Decay Moondust shadow, because I do love these. Now I know they came out with a palette that's on Sephora, so I'm thinking about getting that for the VIB sale, but it doesn't have this shade. I know they have a Space Cowboy in the palette, but this is Lithium. This is my favorite one, and these really are so beautiful. They are single shadows, but they offer so much sparkle, and they are a powder formula. They're just so glittery and pretty on the eyes, and so many times when I wear these, you guys always ask what I'm wearing, and you're always like, that's really only one shadow? And I'm like, yes, that's all I have on, and it's just incredible. This one I like that it has like the smoky background. I'm really into cool tones, so it just has a slight glitter to it, and it just, on the eyes, it really is so beautiful. You could sheer it out if you want, but these are beautiful. I do recommend them. My favorite bronzer as of late has been the one from Give Beauty, and again, this is another duo product, so it actually has a cream and a powder inside. I didn't have like a bad bronzer I tried recently. I don't pick bronzers up that often, and this one is really great. I love the cream formula in here. It's beautiful. I love the tone. I have Heaten Up such a gorgeous shade. I have this on now. It's natural enough where it doesn't look like I have a bronzer streak. It blends into the skin really nice, but it still like shows there that you have a little bit of contour. And then I just layer the powder side right on top, just kind of sets everything in. And again, that combo is gonna last all day long. These really deserve more hype. I feel like the Give Beauty line has so many good products, but I feel like they're not doing so well because I always find their stuff at TJ Maxx. I have not seen these yet, but I really think they deserve more hype. Even their blushes are great that come in the duos, so definitely check these out. The only thing is, if you are sensitive to scents and scents bother you in makeup, this has like a weird powdery scent to it, like powdery old lady vibes that I don't really love, but nonetheless, it's a really great bronzer. Now I know Hourglass does these cheek palettes every year, but this has been my favorite to date. I feel like this has literally every single powder in here that I would personally use. And I know sometimes like there's ones thrown in here and there that I just don't like. And these are pricey and they don't go on sale very often. So when you can get 20% on these, I think that's a great deal, even 15%, because you're already getting 6 products in here. So I like the Jellyfish one, which is the lightest one. This one has the Diffused Light Setting Powder. There's also a couple blushes in here that have really beautiful shades. I love this berry tone. That one is Rose Fusion. We also have this blush, which is one of their permanent shades in Diffused Heat, which is a nice kind of coral. We have this gorgeous highlighter. It's so stunning. It's like a pearly color. This one is the Metallic Strobe Powder in Opal Strobe Light. We also have a bronzer in here, which is actually a nice one. it's pretty warm, but it looks really good on my skin. And then this powder here is their finishing powder in Ethereal Light, which you can just lightly dust on after like your setting powder, just to finish the face a little bit and add a little bit more of a glow within. So I love all the powders in here. I think it's such a good palette. It's my favorite one that they've done, and I've bought them almost every single year, and this one has just all the shades I like. If you don't have a lot of Hourglass powders, I know this one has a lot of the permanent shades in it, then this one would be a good one to try. If you're looking for a new highlight, I feel like Rare Beauty has the best one personally at Sephora and a great price. This one I need to put on because I actually don't have any on right now, but this is the Exhilarate highlight. You literally only need such a tiny amount, and this is just a natural color. It just melts right into the skin. I just applied barely anything because I don't like to go too glowy since I am so oily, but it's just such a beautiful, smooth highlight powder. I feel like it doesn't settle into your pores or anything like that, doesn't enhance them. It just has that beautiful glow, nice champagne color, so that's why I like the shade Exhilarate. I know there is a couple other shades, but these were sold out for a while and they're back, and there's a reason they were sold out, is because they really are so good, and I honestly could get rid of all my highlights and just keep this one. It's so beautiful. For mascara, I do have a favorite and a fail one. So my favorite, again, Rare Beauty. I just really enjoy their products. Their mascara is one of the best at Sephora. It's so nice. It's lengthening, it's volumizing, and it does not smudge. I have the worst time with mascaras smudging, so if you need a good non-smudging one, I'm your girl, because I have tried and tested so many. This one I just love. I love how it makes my lashes look. Now, one that you definitely should avoid, especially if you struggle with mascara smudging, is the Huda One Coat Wow. This one is awful at smudging. Like, I don't know if it's just too much of a wet formula, but do not put this on your lower lashes because you will have raccoon eyes. It is not cute. It is very bad, and I can't make it work. I just can't. I guess you could just use it on the top layer of lashes, but why would you buy a mascara that you can only use on one side of your lashes? I need ones that can work all the time, any season. I don't have to be particular with it. So yeah, I was very disappointed in the Huda one. Now, you guys know I have a lot of lip favorites, but let me tell you, one of my go-tos, I just pulled out this one for now, but I own all these. I own all the Summer Fridays lip balms, the lip butter balms. These are my favorite lip balm. I love that they have some different colors in their line, especially love this one for fall. This one is in brown sugar, and it's like this pretty berry, but it looks so beautiful on the lips. I just love that it has that nice tint to it. I love these chocolatey browns for the fall season, and these smell so damn good. They smell like cupcake batter, and they feel nice and hydrating on the lips. They have a nice glossy shine, so these are always in my bag. Like, I reach for them over everything. I also own the, let's see, the Vanilla Beige I need to buy a full size of that one because I just have a mini size. I have the original, also the Pink Sugar one I use quite a bit. And I did buy the limited edition set that had the coffee one, which I wish they made that in a full size because I don't think they do have the coffee one here. But that set sold out so fast. These are going to sell out during the sale because everyone loves them. They're seriously such a good formula. And I actually would recommend those over the Laneige. And I know this is like a different potted one. They also have balms, but they essentially do the same thing. If you're thinking about Laneige, honestly, I think the Summer Fridays are more hydrating. And I think they're better. I feel like they smell better and they just feel good on the lips and actually last longer. So if you're thinking about Laneige, honestly, try the Summer Fridays instead. Now for lipsticks, I purchased this Kosas one in Baby Rose. I was just so beyond disappointed how this faded off my lips in like 2 seconds. It's beautiful when you first put it on, nice and pretty and shiny. But this, maybe it's just this shade because it is a lighter pink. This just did not last. So those I 100% would avoid, but I honestly love these from YSL. It is their Candy Glaze Gloss Sticks, and they're like a lip gloss in a lipstick form. They're so good. I know they're expensive, but so good. I've never seen something glossier on my lips. I use the clear one quite a bit, just over anything to add that extra gloss, but they also have tinted ones as well. This one is in number 15, which is a really close kind of shade to that Kosas one, a little bit darker, but so beautiful and shiny. And I also have this more brown tinted one as well, which is so pretty. Again, I love all these browns for fall, but if you're thinking about the YSL gloss sticks, 100% recommend. And then I also wanted to recommend this lip gloss from Fenty. Again, going with the chocolate brown theme, this is what I have on now. This offers a lot of gloss as well. This is part of their Heat line, so this is going to be more plumping. It has like a cinnamon scent to it, but I love this so much. You can wear it alone. You can pair it with lip liner like I did today. This is in the Hot Chocolate Heat. They also make it in the regular gloss line if you don't want the plumping. It's not a painful plump. It's a little spicy, but it's not bad at all. Such a pretty shade. I'll go ahead and swatch this one too. I feel like all of these are looking so similar right now, but it is so beautiful. And for lip liner, I have it paired with this one from Makeup Forever. This is the one I use every day. Like, this is coming with me everywhere. I honestly, again, I could get rid of all my lip liners and only use this one. Besides, I probably need to keep at least one red one, maybe a berry color, but the Makeup Forever Anywhere Caffeine is so good. I actually saw that they have a set with this color and I think Wherever Walnut, which is another really nice neutral, and then there's 2 more in this set. That's a great deal, so maybe look at that if you want to try a few, but otherwise Anywhere Caffeine is just my go-to everyday neutral, and it has a nice kind of tug to it where it's not too creamy, so it's not going to fade off the lips as fast. So this actually stays on, draws really nicely. Such a good formula. All right, I think we're done with makeup. Real quick, I want to talk about a moisturizer. I've been trying to find just my go-to moisturizer. I did try out this Charlotte Tilbury, the Magic Water Cream. That's supposed to be good for oily skin. So I've tried this out quite a bit. I've used quite a bit of it, and it's a nice cream, but this is like almost $100 for this. And I do feel like this actually breaks me out because every time I wear this, I feel like I notice pimples popping up the very next day. So I'm kind of like, I really don't think that is worth $100. Instead, I would look at this one from Lawless, which is their Forget the Filler Skin Plumping Line Smoothing Perfecting Cream. I've really been enjoying this one a lot. It does have like a nice light pink color. I feel like this has a very similar consistency to the Magic Water Cream. It is watery when you apply it to the skin. It's not super heavy or anything like that. I think it's beautiful. You can actually use this as makeup primer as well. So I feel like this does all the same things as the Charlotte Tilbury, but it is half the price of the Charlotte Tilbury. So if you were thinking about this one, I would try this one instead as a nice lighter weight moisturizer to wear in the mornings, where you're also getting some nice skincare benefits from the line smoothing and overall hydration of the skin. So definitely check that one out. For hair care, I did not pull out a ton of products, but I had one comparison I wanted to make because I really despise this Olaplex dry shampoo that I bought. This is so bad. It does nothing to absorb the oil. I just feel like it does nothing but like make my hair like feel like disgusting and dry. So I really hated this. Like it just doesn't work, and I need a good dry shampoo because my scalp does get a little more oily and I don't want to have to wash it every day if I don't have to. So my favorite actually is the Living Proof one. I have the jumbo bottle, and this has been the best for my hair. It really absorbs all the oil, but it doesn't dry my scalp out, because other dry shampoos will leave my hair just like itching so bad because of too much product buildup. This one, it's so nice. Actually, they have another one that I want to pick up during this sale called the Advanced Clean, so I kind of want to try that one. But honestly, this one works so well. It's my tippy top favorite, and I've tried so many different ones. This seriously is the best and helps with my greasy roots that I have. Okay, you guys know I love fragrance. I love hygiene, body care. I did do a separate perfume recommendation, so I'll leave that linked down below. But I do want to share some of my body care favorites, and at Sephora, honestly, Fenty Skin really kills it for me. Like, I love a lot of their products. I do almost have this one gone, so I will be buying another one for the sale. This is the Fenty Skin Cherry Dub AHA Body Scrub. I mostly love this for the scent because it smells like a cherry chapstick. So you know how chapstick kind of has a little bit of this like kind of waxy smell to it? I don't know, it sounds bad, but it smells exactly like cherry chapstick. It smells so good. I love the actual texture of this one too. I feel like it has a nice medium thickness. It's not as super coarse as, let's say, Tree Hut. It's a little bit less than that, but a little bit more than Dove, if that makes sense. I love these, so I will be buying another one. And then this is the must-have body care item of the entire sale. If you guys like gourmand bakery scents, you need to get this. This is the Fenty Skin Butter Drop, the holiday edition, which I think is just called their cinnamon one. And this is one of the best smells I've ever smelled in my life, especially for a body cream. So good, you guys. It smells kind of like a cinnamon roll or a cinnamon roll icing. It's so good, so doughy, and amazing texture. This is so hydrating. You only need a little bit of this, and let me tell you, I know it's expensive, but this scent lasts. Like, you don't even need a perfume with this. It is that good. So for me, it's worth the price for all the good ingredients I'm getting in this one. It just doesn't have a bunch of random crap in it, cheap ingredients, anything like that. It's super hydrating on the skin and just smells incredible. It makes your skin look amazing. So I think it's totally worth the price. Definitely pick this up because this will sell out. I remember when this launched last year, it sold out so fast, and we didn't see it back again until now. So hopefully this will come back every year, but it is limited for the holidays, so you're definitely going to want to pick this up soon. And I would honestly get it now at Sephora sale, because I'm sure when Fenty does their Black Friday sale, it might even be sold out before then, because it's such a popular scent. Also really love Sol de Janeiro's products, and I do like to stock up on at least like one shower gel each sale, or a body cream. I love all of their scents. I'm pretty good on the body creams right now, but honestly all of their products I always recommend during the sale, because Sol de Janeiro never has anything more than 20% off. I've never seen them have anything more than that. So I think it's fine to get it during the Sephora event, but I really love right now the Bea Flor. This is their body wash. It's more of a creamy body wash, so I feel like it's very hydrating and it smells so good. If you want a body wash that smells like Baccarat Rouge or Ariana Grande Cloud, this is the one. But I love how hydrating and creamy those body washes are. I know not everyone loves them because they don't like lather up as much, but I think they're really good for the skin. Now, one that I didn't like is the Necessary ones, and I think mostly I don't love their scents that much. They just seem so boring to me, and I don't get the hype around these. They only have like spa type scents or like herbal, like this is eucalyptus. So they do kind of smell like a spa, but I just feel like their packaging is so boring, and they're just like a basic gel. They do suds up really nice, but I honestly find the Sol de Janeiro ones to be a lot more hydrating, and just I get a better experience out of my shower when I'm enjoying the scent, and I'm not really into most herbal scents like that. So I didn't don't really love these as much. I prefer the Sol de Janeiro ones. And then the last kind of buy this, not that I wanted to mention, is actually the Dyson Airwrap. So I actually was going to compare this to the Dyson Airstrait, because I actually did buy the Airstrait and I ended up returning it. I actually enjoy my Airwrap even more, and honestly I don't really use the Airwrap as much for curling. I honestly use it more, I guess, for blow drying and like round brushing and just doing a blowout, and I feel like I can get my hair straighter with this like brush part on the Airwrap than I can using the Dyson Airstrait. The Airstrait, I don't know what it was, but I feel like it dried my hair out. I don't know why, but every time I used it, I didn't feel like my hair felt very smooth or silky or shiny. It just felt dry and dull. So that went right back to the store because I was like, I can get a better result with my Airwrap already, and I do love this so much. So I mean, maybe don't buy it if you're only looking to use it for like blowouts and like round brushing and stuff like that, blow drying my hair straight. I do have pretty, it's like a wavy kind of hair, wavy to straight, so I guess I don't need like a ton of effort, but if you are interested in maybe trying it for the curling, I personally didn't love it for curls. I always use a curling iron. This gives more of like a loose wave, but I really do like it for like the blow dryer part and the round brushing and just like getting my hair pretty straight, because I can just use this and that's all I need. But if you are thinking about a Dyson tool, right now is a good time to get it, because I think it works on Dyson. I could be wrong, but 20% off is a pretty good discount on Dyson because their stuff rarely goes on sale. So anyways, I feel like this video was like an hour long. I really hope this was helpful, and hopefully it wasn't like too much product overload, but I wanted to give you guys some options. I wanted to pick out some of my favorite things while also letting you guys know some stuff that I personally didn't think was worth it or didn't really recommend. So I will have, again, the products linked down below over here in YouTube Shopping, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.